Hey guys, Alex here from Homeschool of Bel Air. I was going to take a little moment and show you guys how we organize and store all of our homeschool stuff. So if you're interested in finding out, feel free and stay tuned. All right guys, I'm going to go ahead and start in this little corner. And if you guys haven't watched my homeschool room tour, feel free and do that. I'll go ahead and link that at the end of this one. But this little unit here is like a portable closet type of wardrobe unit that I found on Amazon. It was only $49.99. It's an 18 cubby hole unit. We're only using 15 of the cubbies because of my little low ceiling here. So I wasn't able to fit the last 3 cubbies, but that's okay. It's actually plenty of storage. And I'll go ahead and show you guys a little bit more in depth into what I have inside of these little units. Okay, so the first little cubby has all of my page protectors, the little dry erase page protectors, and then a few of my whiteboard, the smaller individual size whiteboards I have in here, along with some larger wooden ones, and then some clipboards, my acrylic sign, and then a bunch of my stampers, anything from the manuscript, upper, lowercase, some of the big jumbo ones I have in there, and then a few just little regular ones for the kids that I allow the kids to use. I also have some regular ink pads up here as well. So all that kind of stuff is housed in that first cubby. Okay, second cubby. In the second cubby, I have a few extra supplies. I have a few extra erasers, some extra paper clips. I have some dry erase markers. I have an extra thing of pencils and pens. Some of the holiday pencils that I've been purchasing, I just kind of throw in here. Have a little bag full of like the little spatulas, the little tongs, a little mallet, the little water droppers, the big magnifying glass, anything for any kind of sensory bin or anything like that for my preschoolers. I also have, this should go in there. I kind of use them when they want to sweep up little rice or whatever. So I just have that. A label maker, some dice back there. That jar back here has anything magnetic, anything like the wands, the magnet wands, the magnet balls, things like that. Some extra hole punchers back there. So that's what I have in my second bin. Okay, so the last one over is probably my favorite, and I'm sure every homeschooling mom has one of these. But it's our extra school supplies. So anything from regular markers, dry erase markers, crayons, extra glue sticks, extra glue, pencils, whiteout, pretty much any kind of extra school supply is going to be in here. And FYI, guys, I was at Walmart last week and they had a bunch of these for $1. And it's the Crayola dry erase markers. So I would say check out your Walmarts just in case. I ended up buying about 10 of them. Yeah. Right over that, I do have a little bit of storage. I have that big shoebox bin, and in there I have velcro and magnets. Pretty much anything to create any kind of printable or anything like that for my kids is going to be pretty much in there. Okay, so this is the next cubby down. This is where I have all of my pocket chart supplies, extra pocket charts, the tabletop pocket charts, and anything for my actual pocket charts are going to be pretty much inside these little recipe boxes. I have this one here, then there's that one back there, and then this one. There's a bunch of different ones in here, some that I've printed out myself, some that I've purchased pre-made, but everything is pretty much inside of those. And move over because I have you guys on a tripod. So the middle one, anything phonics, anything more hands-on phonics, I guess I would say. Stuff that I've made, stuff that I've purchased, but anything phonetically is going to be in here. Now these are things that I don't let the kids just kind of grab and get. That's why I have them in here. These are things that I set out on the kids' work trays. And yeah, so everything's pretty much just in here. Okay, so next one over. Next one over, I have an extra one of these little 3-drawer storage units in here. And I want to say it's the 8 by 12 inch one. I can't remember the dimensions of it, but it fits pretty good in here. So the top drawer, I have extra ink any kind of cable for my phone or charging cables, anything like that I keep in here. I even keep extra little Ziploc bags that I use to store stuff. So anything's going to be in that one. Second drawer, any kind of label, tabs. I'm trying to think what else I have in here. Well, all that kind of stuff is going to be in this second one. Third one is just regular stickers. Anything for the kids, anything they can use. They know they can actually come and grab any kind of sticker that they want. So that's just in there. So the little cubby under that one is going to be a lot of my printables. A lot of the stuff that I have printed out that has little pieces, anything that has like the velcro that you have the velcro on, is going to be in here. I'll show you guys real quick how I organize some of that stuff. I'm not going to go too in depth because that's just a whole other video, but I'll show you guys a little bit of what I mean. So one of the first things I have in there is for my toddler, and it's a toddler learning folder, and this is from JDA, and I can't remember if I got it from Teachers Pay Teachers or from her actual website, and I can't remember the cost of it. I want to say it was $9 or $10. But so that kind of stuff I have in here, and I did set this one up in the little folder for her. I do have some extra little printables for her on the back side. A lot of the other types of printables like that, games and stuff like that I print out, I keep in these little vinyl pockets. So I have a few of those, and they're just, like I said, they're just kind of set up in those little pockets. And it's just mainly to keep everything together and organized. If I know, if there's something I'm looking for, I know where to go and get it. I do try to keep a lot of the stuff that's geared towards my daughter in red. You'll notice I don't color code my kids, but you'll notice some color coding. Not very much, but I mean, I do try. I mean, it does help me out a little bit when I know something is age appropriate for one or, you know, not the other. Tangram stuff, anything for tangram is going to be in here. Play-doh mats, these I just kind of have in a folder. I do have one of those giant accordion file folders, and this is all more phonics type stuff that I keep for my older kid. There are some things in here for my 5-year-old, but it's just an easy way to keep everything organized. So I just kind of keep all the printables. Most of the stuff in here are laminated. And then the big one, oh, this one here. And this is where I keep a lot of my printables too that I've made for the kids or downloaded or printed out. So I just kind of have them inside pocket charts inside this big, and I want to say it's a 3-inch binder. So all that kind of stuff is going to be in here. Definitely recommend keeping stuff like this only because you get to keep things together. Like for instance, this number thing here, I made little pom-poms with magnets. So it just kind of helps to keep everything together. It did get a little heavy, and that's when I started storing everything inside the other little folders. Okay, next one over, which is the middle one. I keep all of my file folders, extra little folders, and pocket protectors, some laminating sheets, all that kind of stuff is just kind of in here. And I'll just jump over to the next one. It's not super interesting. That one just has folders. Extra folders, regular 1-inch folders, the hard vinyl folders. I have some of the file folder pocket things. I don't know what they're called. So I also have a bunch of dividers in here, and some extra of those accordion files are in here as well, along with some of the little pocket ones. Last time when I went to the Dollar Tree, they had a bunch of these, so I went ahead and just purchased pretty much everything they had. But yeah, so that's what I have in there. For the next couple ones, I'm going to go ahead and take you guys off of the tripod. I hope I don't wiggle too much. So the bottom little one has construction paper, and I do save a lot of the little pieces of construction paper for little projects. My daughter likes to just glue stuff, so I just kind of give her this and a tub of glue, and she goes balls to the wall with that. Then on the next one is just drawing paper and manuscript paper. Next one over, I have just notepads. It's the spiral notepads and some of the draw and write and journals and things like that. All that kind of stuff is in here, and it's just, this whole box is full of just notepads. So the little cubby under that, I have all of my my son's All About Reading stuff. So his curriculum is inside his little work box, but I do have his other 2 readers in here, and then I also have all the flashcards from All About Reading and All About Spelling and the extra magnets and all that stuff inside this shoebox. And then down here, I have those little cubes or whatever they're called. So I just have like the vowels and the vowel teams and the consonant teams. So all that kind of stuff is just down there. The center one here in the bottom, I just have index cards and a few of the sentence, these little sentence borders. So that's kind of what I have in this bottom one. And then the next one over, I have anything flashcards, sight words, regular picture cards, some that I've actually printed out and laminated, store-bought, math, everything, pretty much flashcards is going to be in here. And I'm not going to go completely in depth when it comes to the toys, only because the labels kind of tell you what I have. So that is everything that is inside those. The last two here don't have a label, but it's pretty much just more of the Play-doh molds and stuff like that are going to be in there, and then my little rockin' robots are in there, and the rest of the stuff is my daughter's stuff. Okay, and I moved the table a little bit, my little red table, but I wanted to show you guys this little corner here by the stairs. I pretty much just keep anything storage related, some of the work trays that I use for my preschoolers, some of the magnetic cookie sheets, pretty much anything like that is going to be right here in this corner. Okay, so right behind this curtain here is all of our art supplies, and I'm going to move you guys a little bit closer. I have you guys on tripod, so I'm going to try to move you guys closer and show you guys what's in there. Also, this closet, we use it for our old VHS and DVDs, so in the background, you're going to see a lot of that. The three little white drawers up here, the top one has, I believe I have felt, and then I have my glue sticks and my glue gun. The one that says shoes here, this one has my pom-poms. This one has a bunch of my clothespins, and then I have some foam paper that we use for crafting. And then I'm trying to think, and right on top in that yellow bin, I just have extra Elmer's glue, some sponge painters, paintbrushes, and some tape. My little projector's right here. Don't really use it, but I got it for $2 at Goodwill, so I got it. Extra little trays and little caddies that we sometimes use for art projects. All right, guys. So I went ahead and took you guys off tripod because it was getting kind of hard to maneuver. But I'll just kind of show you guys real quick. The top drawer has just reusable bags that we take to the library whenever we go. Second one just has these little tubs that we use for my kids' work trays and some extra little old Play-doh cups. This one, some extra Easter stuff along with the grass that we use for sensory bins. Next one, tissue paper. I believe there's skewers that we use for projects and holiday type stuff that we just have extra of. In this one I have the pipe cleaners, some feathers, googly eyes, popsicle sticks. I also have paper plates in this one and lunch bags. Okay, baby. This last one here in the bottom, I have beads, I have letter stickers, the little foam stickers, I'm trying to think, some of the little vinyl string for beading, and some of the jars of the perler beads along with parchment paper and the little trays for the perler beads. So all that.
The eyeball and the mouse.
Okay.
And the leg.
Okay. Do you want to tell everybody what we have down here?
Yeah.
What's down there?
Paints.
Okay, so all the paints are down there.
Yeah, and this one actually black.
That is black. Okay. So up here I have some of the art supplies, little cups that we use for water, the little paint trays, cups, this big Crayola thing that I got at Goodwill for $2 the other day. Chalk, I have charcoal, I have watercolor trays, there's oil pastels back there, color pencils, pretty much anything art supply. Up here I have a little caddy with our little daubers, so I just kind of keep them here. And then all of our paintbrushes and stuff like that are going to be in this tray. Yeah, but all of our stuff is going to be in here. We also have our little smocks hanging here. The kids refuse to use them, but I just have them there just in case. So real quick, since I was in the topic of art supplies, I do want to show you guys real quick how I keep the kids' caddies. And the blue one is my 5-year-olds, and then the little purple one is my little 2-year-olds. So I just have, and this is what I use the extra Play-doh cups from, so I don't throw them away. It just kind of helps you keep everything separated. So he has they each have little crayons, markers, color pencils, Only my two oldest have a ruler, little stampers, a little tub of glue, sharpener, highlighter. I do try to teach them to use a highlighter, some dry board markers, pencils, scissors, and that's Adrian's. I also made them this little sponge glue thing. We love it. I mean, it works amazingly. And then my daughter's pretty much looks the same, minus the ruler. This is my oldest little caddy. The only difference is that he has the thinner color pencils. He has a few more pencils, and I'm trying to think what else he has at the other ones. Oh, and a stapler. He does have a little stapler because I do have him staple certain things together. And there's his ruler, his little iPad thing. And then he does have a bigger caddy for crayons and markers. He has his own big old thing of markers. I have him keep just a little extra pencil holder because the pencils tend to roll down. So he just has a little extra pair of scissors in here and some pencils. I don't know why this crayon's in here. And then his little tub of glue also. Yeah, so this is my little area where my little whiteboard is. Just real quick, this is how I organize the little area. I have one of these, I think it's a Kallax unit with, oh my God, you scared me, with books in it. Sorry, my son just walked in and scared me. Some of the white dry erase markers are in here, and then some erasers. And then I just keep the little Expo cleaner thing up there. So now I'm going to show you guys real quick what I have in my little Kallax unit. So I do have, and I've mentioned it before in my tour video, all my math stuff is going to be in here, and anything more games and phonics type 6 over this way. So for the first little cubby, I have things for my daughter. There's these little puzzle pieces for some puzzles that we have down there, and I have them on a little plastic tackle box. Little activities that I have, these kind of beading things, and some color sorting stuff is down there. Some of these little blocks, all that kind of stuff is just kind of in here. Second one down, anything more alphabet type thing. I do have a big old bag of these guys, poker chips, alphabet magnets, more alphabet puzzle pieces for these puzzles here. These are pieces also. Oh, these are magnetic letters, more magnetic letters. And then these are the puzzle pieces for that puzzle. And then I do have a little tackle box also for some of the colorful alphabet ones, alphabet magnets. And then some of these little golf pegs. And the little mallet that I showed you guys earlier, this is kind of what I want to use them for with my daughter once she starts. I also have our little phonetic phones in here. So anything like that is just going to be housed in this one. The next one over, I have any little games. I do have some of the felt games from Target Dollar Spot. So all that kind of stuff is in here. I do have all the little pieces inside of a little bag for those games. Little lacing and pattern type games. A lot of the stuff that's geared more towards my daughter is going to be pretty much in here. Yeah, light bright. So we have all this kind of stuff in here. I guess that's more mine. Okay, so up here I do have my Seekaboo matching game thing, a little firefighter preschool, I don't know what it is. It's a book and you match the little pieces to the book, to the books. Links and button pattern building thing, and then some new little flashcards and puzzles that I got for the kids. Trying to think what else. Some extra the little pegboards, spiral art puzzle, my little magna letter thing, that guy. So the box is here. And then the Lakeshore Learning big magnetic box with letter magnets are going to be in here. Games, game boards, anything like that is going to be here. And then, like I said, the last two are going to be math. So math games, math puzzles, anything patterns, stuff like that. And then all of the math manipulatives are going to be inside this big yellow bin. And I'm not going to pull stuff out because it's a lot. But all that kind of stuff is going to be in here. Oops. So now it brings us over to my little curriculum bookshelf. And this is kind of hidden in a little bit of a kind of corner behind the closet. And like I said, if you guys haven't seen my room tour, feel free. I'm gonna try to link that at the end of this one so you guys can see. Okay, so I try to keep everything somewhat alphabetized by subject. Starting at the top, I have pretty much anything that's for me when it comes to test prep, any kind of resource book, that's curriculum or anything like that is going to be up there. And then some art stuff here. I have geography in there, I think. And then I have math and all this other stuff right over there. Language arts and grammar are going to be in there. And then all this stuff is all reading stuff. So I have some reading textbooks that I found on Goodwill. So all those kind of little reading textbooks are in here. Down here, this I haven't moved up, but all this stuff is pretty much the same as that. I just haven't made room for it. In here, I have more phonics. It says art, but it's not art. More phonics type stuff. Science, social studies in here. And then any more like preschool type, complete curriculum type of little books, I kind of just have here, just on hand, just things that I can just kind of grab and pull a page out of if I need to. I just kind of keep them on hand, along with sight word type books that I got from the Dollar Tree. Anything like that, just on hand. I just kind of keep them down here. Little readers that I built for my son are there. Down here's all the curriculum that I'm going to be using next year, and I'm going to start planning out our next school year. So I kind of just have everything down here. And then in that back corner is all the stuff that I'm going to be using for my little one for next year. So she's going to be starting pre-K 3 with me. So all that stuff is housed way back there. So I just need to plan out her stuff. So I just kind of have everything together. And then this is how I plan out my son's, my preschoolers week. So I kind of just have everything set out here Monday through Friday. And then the next 2 weeks are pretty much waiting behind there. So that's how I store all that stuff. To that bookshelf, I do have a little one of those little yellow bookcases, and I do have some extra paper rolls, some posters, my big ruler, my pointer finger, and behind there some extra dry erase boards and the little black one, the little chalkboard ones. Under my printer is where I store all of my paper, so all my cardstock, laminator, and paper cutter, colored paper and regular paper is all going to be right here. So next to that, under my desk, I have filed away pretty much a lot of the curriculum that we're using. A lot of the curriculum that we're using now that I kind of just have it filed away by subject. So anything is in here that we're using. And then this is where I file away anything that we're done. So all of our finished schoolwork is going to be filed away in there. Then I have my paper shredder back there, some gliders that I give the kids if they're good. And then I'll show you guys. So this is my little desk area here. And I have a little attachment here where I have my computer. I'll show you guys in a bit. But this is my little desk, and it's one of those little corner, I believe it's a Mickey desk from IKEA. And this used to be my son's desk, my older boy's. But it was just really hard for me to get in to help him because of the corner. So I just ended up making it mine, and then I bought him the little rectangle one. So I'll show you guys real quick. So this is for the whole entire month. I just try to keep all their finished schoolwork in here, and then I file it away in the black bin. So they know to stick their little finished schoolwork in here. So on this little area, I just have some little book rings, 1-inch hole puncher, 1.5 inch. This I call my little junk drawer. I just have a bunch of junk in it, eyeglass cleaners for my son, things like that, some extra envelopes. Up on top, I just have Post-its, some of the sight word cards that I need to actually just file away, some stampers and box cutter. And up here, I have all my little things for my calendar, like all the little pieces, like the dates and all that. I have them in here. And then for my number bulletin board, this is where I keep all the little pieces for that, little components for that. Back here, I have all the actual months back there. Up here, I just have, and there's a light right here, but up here I have just some folders, a preschool assessment binder, and then some other stuff. This folder is what we took to California, so it has a lot of my son's curriculum that I traveled with, so it's just kind of sitting there in case we ever go on the road again. I just kind of have that already set up. Disinfectant wipes, candle, water for my plants, and then another little junk drawer, just tape, and I don't even know what's in there, a ruler. So here I have just some little labels and stickers and some of the little peg things that I used to hang up their kids' art. Some junk. This one has our magnets. I totally skipped this one. This one has the little magnetic clips and some suction cup hooks for the little, I use these for the pocket charts. Hand sanitizer. This is where I keep everything that I pretty much print out. If it needs to be laminated, I stick it in this folder, and it actually says laminate there. So anything that I've recently printed out is pretty much going to be in here. This actually belongs inside my curriculum planner. I was using the highlighters, so it's there. 3-hole puncher, phone charger. This little guy just has, whoops, it's broken. A little bit of junk, some hole punchers, things like that, extra staplers. I have a little sharpener back there, calculator, tape, Sharpies, things that I don't really let the kids play with. So Sharpies and my chalkboard paint markers. My little set of Crayolas and my little caddy is all right here. Dry erase markers. This is a dry erase wall, so I can just take notes or write notes, do whatever there. It's also magnetic. Love it. My little plans. This is where I keep our little weekly schedule. So pretty much what we do every day of the week. It has changed, so I'm going to have to actually redo it. Picture of the family. And then I do makeup on the weekends, so I post anything that I have lined up pretty much on the site. Okay, so now I'm in front of my little desk area, my little extended desk area. So here I just have my little chair, my computer, some more disinfectant wipe, and my coffee that I still haven't finished, and my curriculum binder, some of the teacher manuals here, and then some extra little notebooks that I've made for the kids or printed out for the kids that don't really hold up well on the shelf, so I just kind of house them in here. And some extra printables and things like that I have here, or things that just need to get filed away. Little notepad. Always keep a little notepad next to the computer in case I see something I like, I jot it down. My stapler. Then I have my long arm stapler over here on this side. And I want to say that is it, guys. Let me know if you have questions about anything. Let me know. And that is it. Thanks for watching.